Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the VFC podcast. You can see today's guest on the 20th of November at Guy Stadium when the Wellington Phoenix women play Melbourne City and try and make her story. Please welcome to the show, Brianna Edwards. Welcome, Bri. It's a pleasure to have you today.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm really excited. To be here. So, yeah.
Who are we starting with today?
We'll stay true to form and I'll go first. So, Bri, it's really wonderful to have you with us today. Last year, you joined the Knicks, you joined the squad. We didn't really, you kind of came out of nowhere as far as Kiwi supporters go, but you made a big impact on the team. And your relationship with Lydia is so cool to watch. That whole, like we're best friends, but we're competing for the same spot. So we're so stoked to have you today.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited.
So question number one, and this is one that we've asked a few times now, how would you describe yourself as a footballer and your approach to football in 3 words?
I think probably the first word I would always use to describe myself as person and a footballer is brave. Yeah, and then probably energetic and gritty.
Love it. Now, what's cool and what you may not know is you're actually about the 3rd or 4th person we've interviewed who has used the word brave. So that says a lot about the Knicks' philosophy going into the season. How does that sound like from what's happening on the training field?
I think like this team from last year and this year, we've all been put into situations where we're kind of forced to be brave and forced to like step out of our comfort zones. And I think that's something that really encompasses this team and this environment. We're constantly pushing each other and pushing ourselves, and whether it's moving to a new country, like for the girls last year, or for me this year, or whether it's just on the pitch and challenging each other. I think that's definitely something that's very important to all of us.
Cool. And so you've got a twin sister, right?
Yeah, I do.
Cool. So how important has your family been in your development, playing football, etc., through the time? Tell us a little bit of your backstory and about your, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Me and my sister Chev, we started playing football probably when we were about 8. Mum wanted us to play a team sport, but she didn't want us to play netball. So football it was. We were kind of like just always very energetic and just wanted to run around and, so football at that time kind of gave us that avenue. I think we kind of have, Chev and I have just grown up playing football together and playing sports together and just kind of doing everything. Like, she's my best friend, like 80% of the time we're attached at the hip. So, it's pretty cool to have that kind of person in my life. She's my number one fan and I'm her number one fan, and it's just kind of always been like that. And, she's always supported me through everything, and I've done the same. And, we've been apart 6 months on, 6 months off for the last two years. We haven't played. This year was actually the first year, or the second year if you count COVID, that we played at the same NPL club in a while. So that was really cool to get to play together. And Chev got some really good minutes in first grade and scored some bangers. So it was really exciting to be able to play together, and hopefully something similar next year. And she's just such a huge part of my life, and I would not be the person I am without her. So yeah.
And you both got the opportunity at the same time to move from Australia to the US to play college football. I mean, that's so cool.
Yeah, it it was crazy, you know, when we were looking at going to college. At that time, we thought that was the next step for us, and you know, Chev got a few offers at lots of different schools, and I wasn't as successful in getting a couple of offers, but you know, when we both got offered a full ride at the same school, we were like, how could we say no? You know, like, you know, get to move to a new country. You know, we were in the middle of COVID. We weren't even playing football in Australia at the time. So, you know, any opportunity to play and to grow was exciting, and the fact that we got to do it together made it even easier. So yeah.
So just while we're still on the touchy-feely stuff, I'm aware that there's a very special person in your life who stands about 7 or 8 inches tall.
Not person.
Oh,
Person.
and he's probably maybe about it's a he?
Yeah, Dougie.
And he's like a foot long?
Yes.
And what's his name?
Dougie. Douglas. Yeah. He's Chev and I's baby. I miss him so much. But yeah, he's the best. It's nearly his birthday actually, 24th of December. He'll be 1.
Oh, how cool.
He's amazing. He's literally like our child, and yeah.
Chloe said that you might want to whip your cell phone out and show us some photos, but
Now that you've asked, I didn't know that was on the card.
Hard-hitting questions here, you know. So Dougie is a puppy and is 1. Oh, very cute. Oh, do they calm down? Because I have a 16-week-old and she's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a while. He's still a bit like, he has his moments where he decides that he's not going to chill out for 4 hours. But yeah, they do get better, and Doug's really well trained. He goes off leash and he loves the beach, and he's literally the best, and they're the best dogs, sausage dogs only.
So he's over in Australia.
Yeah, he is. But he will be coming to the Canberra game, so I'm very excited to see him. Yes.
Blake?
So you've now got the opportunity, as luck would have it, to now be, I guess, first choice goalkeeper for a while with Lily tearing her meniscus. So how much more preparation do you have to make for a game, and how do you cope with the added pressure?
I think I came into this season with a kind of refreshed mentality. I think last season my mentality was like, I really want to be a great second goalkeeper. Like, you know, I want to put in the work. I want to push Lily and push myself and make sure that we're getting the best out of each other. And I guess coming in as a goalkeeper last year with someone like Lily who has experience and game time under her belt, I was so grateful. Obviously, it's Lily. She's amazing. She's the best person to train with. She's just incredible, and we get along really well. So I think when I came into this season, even before I knew that Lily was injured, I kind of came with a new mentality that I wasn't just gonna accept being a number 2 anymore. You know, I kind of went, whether I'm playing, whether I'm not playing, whether I'm not even on the bench, you know, in my mind, I'm a number 1, and
yes.
that's how I'm going to train, and that's how I'm going to play when I get the opportunities. I think sometimes the added pressure has been difficult, as you know, it's sport. that's how it is. But I think there's pressure all the time. There's pressure to perform, and pressure to be a good teammate, and pressure with people looking from the outside, and World Cups and everything. But I think that the way that I cope with that would be kind of just keeping centered and making sure that I'm enjoying football and I'm enjoying playing, and when I'm not happy in football and when I'm not having fun and being energetic and just being myself at training and in this environment, that's kind of when the pressure, like, I know that the pressure's like overrunning me, and I think that that's kind of just how I deal with it, Yeah.
So was there ever a thought of, oh, do I really fancy being a second choice goalkeeper? Can I go somewhere else and get thirsty in football?
I think there was definitely had chats with like my coaches and goalkeeper coaches about that. I talked to the coaches here, but ultimately I loved being a part of the Phoenix last year. I knew that I had so much more to give to the team and to give to the the club, and it's very different, like the culture and the girls and the coaches. It makes it a whole different thing. So when I got offered another contract, I was kind of like, I mean, I can change my mentality. I can decide that I'm a number one now, and I can do that at Phoenix for this year. So I think that's where I was when I signed my contract, and that's where I still am now. So I'm very happy.
There's a very common thing that we've heard during these interviews, that is a place that people want to stay. And, we've heard of stories of people wanting to knock back office so that they can stay in this culture. So that's really cool to hear that it's sort of the same throughout the team.
Yeah, it's great, and it's literally like I'm so happy to be a part of this culture and the team environment that Phoenix have created. It's truly amazing, and it's so much like a family. So it's amazing.
What you got, Denise or Jonathan?
Well, I was just going to pick up on that. Two things. I mean, you're framed by this like cool plywood. I don't know if you're in the new facility, but it kind of looks it. And then also like say more about like the coach, Natalie Lawrence. How is that going? How are you becoming more of a family? So facilities and coach. I mean, those are things that are hard to control as an athlete. But you seem to be in a good place with that.
Yeah, the NZCIS is amazing, and they're still building, and they're still there. We haven't even got out. Well, I'm actually in our change rooms, but these aren't even our proper change rooms. Where they're actually building change rooms, especially for the Phoenix women, which is pretty incredible, So we'll have a change room where we can just leave all our things, and we don't have to take things home, and the gym is insane. I'm a bit of a gym rat sometimes, so I'm so happy. Last year, we had to go to public gyms and we had to, work things out. But this year, it's, you can come and do your gym in the morning or after training, and you can come and rehab whenever you need. The physios are here all the time. It's truly crazy, and it's very professional, and it's, I think the club has really taken a huge step by moving here, and it's amazing. The fields, there's so much field space, and we get a whole field to train on when we train, which coming from even coming from NPL clubs and other training with other A-League clubs, sometimes you don't get that, and so that's just incredible. Like something that sounds so no-brainer.
You don't get you get a half a field.
Yeah, exactly. We have 6 goals that we can choose to use if we really want to. It's just it's insane. And on the coaching and the the team culture, I think Nat and the staff have just created an environment that's so inclusive and welcoming. We have people from all different walks of everything, and people with different experiences, and everything is very, I think inclusive would be the word that I would use. And I think that Nat has created an environment that's very competitive this year. It's very, with all the new players, and we have 8 or 9 ferns, and we have people that have been in the ferns, and we have people that have played professionally overseas, and we have new players and young players, and we have train-ons that are just insane, amazing. And I think just everything comes together, and through Nat creating that environment, it just makes being here so much easier and so much better. Yeah.
Jonathan, you had your finger up.
I did. I had a fantastic question, and then I was just listening to Bree, and I was just being carried away on the wind, oh my God, this sounds like the most amazing setup of all. And I thought, actually, Denise, you could probably roll in next with your question.
Which one?
The inclusivity.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm the gay one. And these boys are they're massive fans. They're even before we started this podcast, we were who do we want on? And they're we want Bree. And I'm oh, okay. I don't know much about her. We want Bree. This is really, they're total fangirls, which is cute. I want to know, so listen, I'm older, and when I was young, you couldn't come out, and if you did, you lost sponsors. And clearly you have a beautiful out and about relationship, and who are you, who do you who are your role models around being an out player? And are there any people out there in this universe that you check out and go yay and root for, or you just laugh at and you're oh my God, it's so embarrassing? Or who are the people in your biosphere that you just take a look at and go, yeah?
I think the whole culture around sorry.
Okay.
I was saying that I think the whole culture around LGBTQ people in football has changed over the last 5 years dramatically, and I'm such a huge, I would say I love to focus on being true to myself and being who I am without any apologies, So I think looking at role models and people that kind of have inspired me to do things, to be me, definitely people like Ashlyn Harris and Ellie Krieger, amazing footballers, amazing people, have done so much for the community and for football in general. And I think having people like them just as a young person, in a sport where sometimes being gay is stereotyped, and I think it's just to look at people in the community and go that's okay, this is who I am, and you can be wholly and truly who you are no matter what. And so definitely I love Ashlyn Harris. I think she's great.
I got a whole Ashlyn Harris wardrobe. She had all these t-shirts and these I probably should be wearing Ashlyn, and she's as a goalkeeper in the US, and the dudes might not know her as well because she was backup goalkeeper for forever, but still was out front with her advocacy and just being who she is, and wow, yeah, she's a total hero of the women's football community as well. So that's cool to hear.
Yeah, I love, big fan.
Yeah,
and kids are so cute. So I mean,
very cute.
Yeah,
very cute and gorgeous. I mean, they're just an incredible couple.
Yeah.
Guys,
Question. So just stepping a little bit aside. So does the women's team at the Knicks have specialist goalkeeping? Like, do you have a specialist goalkeeping coach, or do you have like? Does the men's team come across? How does that work? Like, who coaches you and Lily and Candy specifically?
We have a dedicated goalkeeper coach just for the women's team, which is amazing. Ryan was the head of goalkeeping at the Phoenix Academy for a long time, and then he took a break from football and he came back to be a part of the women's team, which is amazing. He's actually he's from Niagara Falls, so he has a lot of footballing experience and so much knowledge. And Ryan and I both have a lot of energy always. We're always very excited to be here, and some might say that our sessions are very almost hyperactive, but I love it. I have so much energy all the time. So excited for everything. To be honest, so Ryan's great. It's
cool. And so so from that, I watched a little clip of you playing for, and a little shout out here, Bankstown City FC, and there was a penalty shot, and I've watched a lot of goalkeepers that stop defending penalties, and they jump around. There was Andrew Redmayne who did the Wiggles dance and all that, and Bree just like stood there like. I think like that we could like Photoshop a big wooden staff like a Gandalf, like you will not pass, and you were just like there like the rock, and the player took the shot and you dived down and got it, and I was like, how do you do that? Like you're literally just standing there like giving this player like the stare of death, like you will not get the ball, and it was so cool. Is that what you do every time, or is it just like one off?
Yeah, like when I take penalties, set up to save penalties, maybe.
Yeah.
I kind of just, I just kind of stand there because I think as a goalkeeper, technically standing still before you make a save actually enhances your ability to make a save, but I think that I don't know. I want to be centered in myself before I have a job to do. So I guess that's what I focus on.
I've got a question from someone who's one of our fans in our group, and the player numbers were released this week, and you got number 12, and so he wanted to know, did you choose number 12, or did the Knicks allocate that to you?
Last year I was number 12 as well, so the Knicks allocated that for me last year. But at the beginning, to be honest, I was like, number 12 kind of sounds like a field number. But then I guess it's kind of grown on me. There's kind of, I make a joke sometimes that, when I put on my gloves, I kind of look like a field player that's just dressed up as a goalkeeper. But, I think I love it now. It's kind of growing on me, so I might have to ask for my next club to be number 12 as well.
That's a nice like number. No, I'm number 1. Occasionally I have to be number 2. No, I'm number 1. I like that.
Yeah.
And someone else wanted to know, because now you're kind of based in Wellington, what's your favorite place in Wellington? Where do you like to go and hang out?
I love swimming, so I'm still trying to find the best swimming spot. But I also like to go for walks, and I've been on a couple of walks at Camborne Walkway, and it's along the water and it's lovely. So probably that at the moment, or any place with really good food. I love going into the city and eating out, so that would also be one of my favorite places.
Cool. Thank you, Bree.
What kind of cuisine do you like?
Asian food mostly. Yeah, Asian fusion is definitely my favorite. Yeah.
Do you want to do some funny ones? Let's do it real quick. Okay, let's see. Who's the best dancer on the team?
The best dancer?
Huh?
You're just gonna hate me for saying this, Lily.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, me and Lily have some. We always joke that we're going to make a choreographed dance one day. You know, we're always dancing in the change rooms, me and her, and before, if people bring out music to training, me and Lily will be on the field dancing together. So I think, yeah, definitely Lily.
Yeah, these guys kept reminding me of the dance that you did with Lily when you subbed on and she subbed off last year. She said she doesn't even remember it.
Oh, look, I didn't even know it happened until someone sent me the video afterwards. And it's probably one of my favorite videos and my favorite memories. You know, it's so amazing to have someone like her, like for my debut. So it's great.
That's great. All right, another silly one. If you were on a desert island, which Wellington Phoenix female athlete do you want with you?
That's a tough one. I think I'm going to have to say Wiz, just because, you know, she's like my best friend, and I don't know that I would survive on a desert island without her. So just for pure entertainment and antics and just the banter, and I think, yeah, we might not survive, but I mean, as long as we're happy, sure.
And then do you have any interesting things that you do on your game day routine?
I actually got asked this question recently, and I think probably the most interesting thing I do, I'm pretty like normal, I just get ready, but I'm constantly eating, but it's to the point where everyone knows that I have like 50 snacks in my bag, like, you know, even before training, like I eat so much, probably a full course meal and then 2 muesli bars, crackers and apples, and like constantly eating. I'll walk onto the field with a muesli bar and put it next to the goal while it's half eaten, and probably go back to it while I'm warming up. So I just always eating. I find I get very hungry during games and training, so I just have to eat up until we have to go.
So your muesli bars, anything else, or?
Currently it's muesli bars, pretzels, and barbecue rice crackers, and an apple before I go onto the field. But yeah, that's kind of the routine I've got right now, but it might change soon. I'm getting a bit bored of the barbecue rice crackers, to be honest. So.
Good on
Well,
you.
Kate told us last week that she always brushes her teeth. So between the two of you, there's a nice mix there, a nice contrast between the two of you.
Yeah, she is always brushing her teeth, actually.
It's fun when the players dish on each other.
Blake, do you want to wind us up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to leave it there. So I wanted to say thank you for coming on the show, Bree. And you can like and subscribe this video on YouTube, and we will see you on the next one.
Great, thank you so much, guys.